other side for hour 2. We appreciate y'all.
For those of you listening on the pod,
welcome into hour 2. Let's talk a little Jeff Hafley on Edgerrin Cooper. That sound good, boys? And what I thought we would do is let's do a little Edgerrin Cooper profile. That sound good?
Let's do it.
Talk a little bit about his upbringing or his high school days, his college, all that stuff. Just a little write up on him. This was Jeff Hafley at the presser today. If you will give
that face right there, the little look right there.
I love it.
Come on now.
Yeah, it was Matt Schneidman. He was giving that look too. It was hilarious. But yeah, you can throw that screen grab up for me, Tim. Thank you. That's a perfect one for this. This was Jeff Hafley asked about Edgerrin Cooper. All right, and then we'll get into the article we put together. Here we go. And keep in mind, I wish you could watch his mannerisms. Should we try? We shouldn't try to get away with it, should we? We probably shouldn't.
He said, "Should we try?"
Should we try to get away with it? Because his mannerisms are like, you could probably hear it in his voice, I'm sure. Yeah. I'll try to replicate it here in a second. Here we go.
We won't be asking you this season about what Edgerrin Cooper needs to do to get on the field more. What is the next step for him after the rookie year he had?
Consistency. We talked and sometimes joked about, he might have had that gap, but he made the play over there, right? I think there was a toss run over there that instead of going over the top of the blocker, somehow he ran underneath the blocker and still made a TFL. Now it's getting the details down. Now it's lining up exactly where he needs to line up and doing it over and over and over again, because then he's going to show up faster and he's going to make more plays and he's going to become a more consistent player. And have you guys seen him at all lately?
It's right here. He said, have you guys seen him at all lately?
I love this part.
Yeah. I'm going to try to duplicate this.
I mean, when you see him now, he looks different.
He went, this is how his face looked. I mean, when you see him now, like he looked concerned almost for offensive players.
He's bigger now. I mean, he's got to be close to 240 pounds. I mean, this is year 2 from him. For him, he knows what it's going to take. He knows what he has to do now to stay healthy. Because as much as we talked about not having him on the field last year, he was injured quite a bit where he missed a lot of time and didn't practice and couldn't play. Now he knows what it's going to take to stay healthy in this long season. And you can tell he dedicated that time and took care of his body and he changed his body. And now when you sit with him in that room, he's locked in and he's focused and now he knows what he's doing. Your first rookie year can kind of be like survival mode a little bit too. So he just needs to be more consistent. He's got to stay healthy and, continue to improve. And he's a guy that we're really excited about because he can do a lot of different things too.
I love it, dude. Absolutely love it. So
I really thought he was just going to hit. Have you guys seen him? He's
thick.
So you're talking about putting on 10 pounds and I'm sure it's 10 pounds of muscle, right? When you look at what Edgerrin Cooper did last year and you listen to what Hafley talked about, he said, there was times that he went under the play and still made the play. He made the wrong decision where he should have went over the play. And what they're talking about is your gap assignment in the run game. Well, he's so athletic, he can make the wrong decision and still get to the play. And again, you look at Quay Walker and go, well, he's just as athletic. He could do it too. He could, but he's lacking that first step mentality, like that ability to get a half a step up on the offense, right? That's something that's not shined through in his game, and maybe that'll change. Hopefully it does. But with Edgerrin Cooper, what Hafley's saying there, Tim, is, this dude, when he takes the right angle, when he plays the play the right way, he's going to get there even quicker. Essentially what he's saying is we haven't seen the best version of Edgerrin Cooper yet, and that's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and there's going to be more pop to those hits now too, right? With that extra mass flying at you, another I'm not going to use Jacob's term to describe it, but if he was here, you know what he would say. But no, this is awesome, man. That Coop's, getting bigger and better, right? And I wouldn't be surprised that, even with the added weight, he's going to probably be, like you said, probably faster because he's probably going to process better. He's going to have more reps going into a camp healthy in year 2. I highly doubt we'll see any sophomore slump from Coop. If anything, we might see an all-pro season this year.
Yeah, and this is where we talk about, coming out of college, getting through school, getting through the draft, getting through the process, OTAs, first mini camp, taking in the playbook, all that you're worried about your first year. Give them an off season where you can get on the NFL diet, the NFL, workout regimen, and see what they can really become. Putting on 10 pounds of muscle, like I just want him to be like the Ray Lewis of this generation. That's what I've always wanted out of a linebacker. Just even if you not that same style, just that sort of impact. He's heading that direction, man.
Yeah. Ron Sample says Coop going to need a bigger horse. You got that right. Eric Sutherland says massive meat missile. There you go. There it is. Waiting on it. So here we go. Just we'll kind of dive into this right up. We got PFF grades attached, RAS, all that good stuff. Green Bay Packers hit a home run in the 2024 draft by selecting Texas A&M linebacker Edgerrin Cooper in the second round, a pick that has quickly proven to be a steal. The 23-year-old, known as Frosty, has emerged as a cornerstone for Green Bay's defense under coordinator Jeff Hafley. Standing 6'2", 230 pounds last season, Cooper's blend of speed, physicality, and instincts has fueled a historic rookie season, earning him NFC Defensive Rookie of the Month honors and 2 NFC Defensive Player of the Week awards. Guys, as a rookie, he was the best rookie or the best defensive player in the NFC 2 times out of 17 weeks last year.
You're right.
And we'll show you in the snap count here in a minute. Like he didn't start ramping up his snap count to like week 4 or 5, right? With superstar potential, Cooper is poised to anchor the Packers linebacker core for years to come, bringing energy and disruption to Titletown. Look at that. Look at that guy right there in high school. You kidding me? That's Mr. Steal Your Girl right there, Tim.
I was just going to say, that's homecoming king right there. He had the ladies.
Scouting report coming out of high school. A native of Covington, Louisiana, Edgerrin Cooper was a standout at Covington High School, earning a 4-star rating in the 2019 class, ranked 163rd overall nationally by On3 industry ranking with a 92.38 grade. 6'2", 205-pound linebacker recorded 94 tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, and 4 sacks as a senior, showcasing his sideline-to-sideline speed and physicality. His senior tape highlighted explosive closing speed, a reported 4.5 second 40-yard dash, and a knack for disrupting plays in the backfield. Cooper drew offers from LSU, Oklahoma, Miami, and Florida State, ultimately choosing to commit to Texas A&M, where he developed into a first-round caliber talent. If you guys remember, there was a lot of first-round buzz on him. I honestly thought he was going to go in the first round. Now, we had him ranked in the 40s on our PTA big board, and that's right where he went. But I mean, there was many mock drafts leading up that year to having him go in the first round. So here were his PFF grades at Texas A&M. In 2020, he only played 1 snap in 2020. So I'm sure that counted as I guess it didn't count as a redshirt year because it did mention he was a senior. So maybe they got that wrong in the article, but a 60.1, then he jumps to a 64, then he jumps to a 66. And you're kind of looking at, all right, that's probably all this player is. And then bang, 2023 jumps to a 90.8. You're seeing ascension there. Now, the reason he was a little lower on our board, Emilio, and I know you didn't help with the board in 2024 or in the 2024 draft, but the reason he was lower on our board was because that 2022 grade, right? Kind of brung him down a little bit. And I was looking at him going, I don't know about this guy. It's like he's only done it for 1 year. Well, he proved that's here to stay, as obviously he stood out at the NFL level. So that's another example of when we build the board this year, let's use the better of the 2 grades somehow, some way. Because Jaden Reed, it would have worked. We would have had him higher on our board at that year. And obviously Edgerrin Cooper would have probably shown a first-round talent, like I said. I honestly think the Packers might have had a first-round grade on it, to be honest with you. So college statistics, Cooper's 4-year career at Texas A&M saw him evolve from a rotational player to an all-SEC star. As a freshman 2019, he played sparingly, recorded 3 tackles in 4 games. So that 1 snap must have been inaccurate there. 2020, he contributed 13 tackles, 1 pass defended across 10 games. His 2021 junior season marked his breakout with 58 tackles, 8.5 tackles for a loss, and 5 passes defended in 12 games. As a senior in 2022, Cooper led the Aggies with 84 tackles, 17 tackles for a loss, 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception, earning first-team All-SEC honors. His 158 career tackles, 30.5 tackles for a loss, 8.5 sacks across 39 games showcase his versatility as a 3-down linebacker. He declared for the 2024 draft after a dominant senior campaign. It might have been a junior year technically because of that official red shirt, but I don't know. Maybe he was a senior. Here's the RAS card, fellas. No surprise. 9'1", measured in at 6'2", 230 pounds. Imagine what his RAS would be at 240 pounds now, Emilio.
Yep.
Going in the red of the 406. I guarantee you it's close. It's probably in the 8s or 9s there.
Mm-hmm.
So, vertical jump, 34.5 inches. Broad jump, a 9.10. His 40-yard dash, a 4.51. with a 2.64 20-yard split and an even better 10-yard split at 1.56. Shuttle of 4.27 with a 3-cone of 7.20. Is this what you're seeing at the NFL level, Emilio? You seeing this? It looks like it. This is another example of when RAS transfers to the NFL.
Right, because we always talk about middle of the defense is where you show your speed on defense, and when you don't have speed in the middle, it absolutely shows. We saw it last year how much it popped because we had a little bit more speed. Not like Quay's not fast, but maybe if he's playing a half a second slow or he's worried about getting everybody else in the right spot, all that, you can see that speed. The fact that he has elite speed is so true. And I'm just happy that we got our hands on him. 34 arm length wingspan, almost 10-inch hands. And then you go, I'm sure if you ran these numbers again, one with the weight, Clay, but two, like I'm sure his vertical's gotten maybe a little bit better. He's gotten a little bit more explosive. He's built up that leg strength that, maybe the 40-yard dash is a 4.55 at this point, but who cares? Because he's going to be moving faster, stronger laterally. That's what we worry about.
Yeah. And Tim, it's obvious they got a top man. As Holmes says here, Quay and Coop have almost the identical metrics. Now, I think Quay was 6'3" or 6'4", but they're basically the same type of player. If Quay pops this year alongside Edgerrin Cooper, and here's the other thing too. Don't be surprised if Edgerrin Cooper takes a step back either. That's totally normal in the NFL. Your second year in the league, right? So there's a chance that could happen. He may drop into the 70s. According to PFF, right? He may not be as dominant as he was, but that doesn't mean, oh my God, it was just a one-hit wonder. No, that's how the league works, man, because they're going to see him on tape. Tim, he's going to become one of those Tuesday players where these coordinators go, all right, we got to really control 56 because he can wreck our game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I think it's also going to be significant when he does rotate, off the field to see how an offense tries to attack us when they see that Coop's not in a package. It could give us an advantage defensively too as well. But I think you're right. I don't see a sophomore slump, but it does happen. And it's part of a career path for a lot of guys in the NFL. It's really difficult to just be a dominant force year after year after year for, a decade plus. So I wouldn't panic if maybe he gets off to a slower start or maybe, kind of getting used to that new body that he's stacked together during this off season. Possibly a different, new role in this Jeff Hafley defensive scheme. Right. He's certainly a guy you can use in a lot of different ways. I feel like Cooper can play multiple positions, probably on both sides of the ball. I mean, he just strikes me as a dog, a football player, not just a linebacker. So it's going to be exciting, man. But yeah, the correlation between Goody's type with those high RAS scores, you're starting to kind of see this project come to fruition when you look at guys like Quay and Coop back there, and Tyron Hopper taking a step could be huge for this linebacker room as well this year. So a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. This part of the article says his 13 tackles for a loss in 24, leading all NFL rookies, highlight his disruptive ability. Cooper's 91.4 PFF grade over the final 4 weeks of 2024 ranked him among the league's top defenders with 19 stops. That's tackles deemed offensive failures by PFF. While his coverage skills are developing, he had 2 passes defended in 2024. His blitzing prowess with 2.5 sacks and run-stopping instincts make him a 3-down threat. Critics note occasional over-pursuit, but his instincts and athleticism project him as a Pro Bowl caliber linebacker. It's exactly what Hafley was just talking about. So when you look at the top defenders on this Packer defense, I mean, he was the highest graded amongst everyone on the Packers defense. 85.7 is what he finished the year with. Right behind him was Xavier McKinney with an 84.7, then Zane Anderson, 80.8, Jair Alexander, 75.2, Rashawn Gary, 73.0. So those are your top 5 defensive players. Now, when you look at the next 2, they're rookies as well. Katano Ladapo, 72.9, Evan Williams, 72.5, Brenton Cox Jr., surprised a lot of people, 67.2. And, of course, Devontae White, he hasn't gotten quite to the level we want him at, but with that pass rush grade of a 71.4 solid, him being a 66.4. For me, if you've been once you get to the NFL, I'm looking for 65 and above. That's kind of all right, 65, you're NFL caliber. Below that, that's where I get into the, all right, boys, I don't know. We need to kind of amp it up a little bit.
65%.
65%. That's what you see Carrington Valentine there too, right? 65. Keyshawn Nixon right on the cusp of 64. But below that, you want to see those guys get, eclipse that 65 mark for sure. So
For sure. And to see Coop at the top of the list, I mean,
He was the best guy around.
exactly. Beyond his on-field exploits, Edgerrin Cooper has become a spark plug for the Packers' young defense. His infectious energy, evident in his loud celebrations after tackles for loss, has galvanized teammates like Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark. Cooper's work ethic and film study habits, praised by defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, set a standard for the linebacker room. Quote, "Coop's a guy who brings the juice every day." Hafley said in the January 2025 press conference, his ability to rally the defense combined with his Louisiana roots and relatable journey has made him a fan favorite and leader in Green Bay's quest for a Super Bowl. As you can see here, finished with an 85.7. And what I wanted to highlight here, Emilio, look at the snap count, man, right? Look how it got. I mean, literally week 1, what do you have, 11? Then he dropped to 7. Then he went up to 18. Then he went to 21. Then he jumps to 30. Then he jumps to over 40. I remember us talking about this.
I was just going to say.
We were like, all right, there we go. Now they're seeing something in Edgerrin Cooper. Man.
Those first couple of weeks, I remember we were guessing, is it going to be over 10? Is we going to get him to 15? Is he going to get to 20? And then it was, all right, are we getting 30 or more moving forward? And I like how they asked that question today, too, is, we were asking a lot of Edgerrin Cooper getting on the field, but Hafley made a great point. It was also because the dude was injured, right? I mean, he was battling injuries. He was trying to get back. So some of that time of him not being on the field, even if we thought that he needed to be, was just time needed off because he was hurt. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. But I do think that, it's also a player that, as you're looking at his PFF grades, obviously not everything, but it looks like he's getting better each year. Even moving into the NFL, he's still climbing. We don't want him to hit that peak right yet. That's exciting for me. And I'm just glad that he's getting those reps, and we'll see where he's at this year.
I think when you look at those snap numbers too, the thing that is really cool to look at is you're seeing that balance of utilizing him, passing snaps and run snaps. Again, showing the versatility. I mean, look at some of the numbers there. On the line, in the box, slot corner roll, playing wide, 2 snaps as a safety. You even had him on the back end. I mean, the guy's an absolute beast.
Yep.
No fun. All right, in conclusion, Edgerrin Cooper has transformed the Green Bay Packers defense, delivered a historic 2024 rookie season with those 13 tackles for a loss, a mark matched by only a few rookies since 2021. His speed, physicality, and knack for game-changing plays have earned him accolades, including NFC Rookie of the Month and all rookie honors from the PFWA. As head coach Matt LaFleur noted, quote, "He's got a superstar potential." With Cooper set to take on a larger role in 2025, his blend of talent and leadership positions him as a future face of the Packers defense. Now having added 10 pounds and a full NFL season of experience, Frosty is ready to shine on the road to the championship. I'll tell you, man, the big thing that stood out to me, too, about him was when Hafley said that 10 pounds, I immediately went, gap destroyer. He's there building him like a mock now. It kind of feels like that. Like a will can be a little bit lighter. And you're in that nickel the majority of the time. You want that mock to be a little thicker. It kind of feels like they're molding him to be that gap destroyer that a mock needs to be.
Should we keep our eye on Quay and see if they asked him to cut weight a little, get a little leaner in that, we already know that Quay can cover. He's probably one of the better cover linebackers, but it'd be kind of interesting to see how they build that linebacker room, man. And,
that might be the thing that unlocks Quay. What if they threw the green dot on Edgerrin Cooper, and this whole time we were overlooking that, man, just let Quay kind of eat as a will, Yep. That could be the case as well. Definitely could. Right. So, all right, there you go. There's your Edgerrin Cooper breakdown. I thought it'd be cool just to kind of give – I didn't know all of his story, didn't know where he went to high school, so earlier today got